This is Steel versus Podcast. This podcast was created for women by women to elevate women's voices. Happy midweek to all of you. I don't know if you've picked up on it. If you're a steady listener, then you would have seen the cadence of the episodes being updated. But they've become a little bit fewer and far between. And I want to explain why. And I think I might have mentioned it briefly on other calls. This year for the fall, I made the decision not to have my kids be in any sports or extra activities because I really wanted to focus on their schoolwork. For first grade, second grade, third grade, well, third grade for my son, but first grade, second grade, I let them be in a bunch of activities and I was really excited about it. But then, there was no homework, there was nothing really to be concerned about. And this year, I was really concerned because I'm all my kids definitely need extra help. They could use the extra attention. When we have commitments for sports, I'm the one who always goes crazy trying to figure out schedules and figure out getting them dropped off and picked up and the whole bit. So academics was really the determining factor for me for wanting them to not do any extracurriculars. Now, for me, this meant I wanted to make sure that I had time at night, each night, to check their homework, make sure they were doing it correctly, and to read with at least one of my kids. Now, the reason why I'm only saying one of my kids is because the times that I have tried to get each child every single night to read to me, it becomes this really horrible thing. Nobody ends up wanting to do it, and then we give up on it after a week. I didn't want to do that. So I'm let me set us up for success. One child, one day a week, reads to mommy, and then they get a little break, and then we read another book or chapter or whatever. It's really just for them to obviously get the practice of reading, and we all know how beneficial that is, right? I was an avid reader when I was really little. I think it impacted my entire professional career, my academic career, and I love reading. You've heard me talk on a lot of episodes with these authors. It's therapeutic in some ways, it's a release in some ways, it's a distraction. There's so much good things with reading. So, challenge now is that while conceptually I had this great idea about being able to get quality time with them each night and, having things refocused a little bit, I was not anticipating the pushback as much as I've been getting. Now, my twins are 8 and my son is 9. I wasn't sure what I was expecting at this age. It's crazy because I'm going to reflect back, way back. When I was pregnant, I think the biggest thing is, you're told all these milestones. Oh, from age 1 to, this is the milestones for the first year. And these are the milestones. And, you get your, little tick marks up until age, 4 or 5, whatever it is. And then there's nothing. There's no guidance on what is going to happen and how you have to be prepared to deal with this. And I was complaining to my husband last night, and not complaining so much as I said, I'm pretty scared at this point because my 9-year-old is pushing back so hard and really trying to stretch the boundaries so much that it's a shocking thing for me. And shocking not in the sense that's he's doing anything really outlandish. He just wants to talk on the phone to his friends. That's really all he wants to do. He wants to hang out with his friends on FaceTime and they all play video games together and hang out like that. I really don't have a problem with this. I think it's actually kind of adorable. But then there's he's so focused, or they're so focused on the game or the phone or whatever that they get to do for a little while after school that they don't want to do any of their other responsibilities. It's pulling teeth. It's just constant fighting. And this is where the exhaustion factor comes in. And this is the hard part about being a parent, is continuing to be consistent in pushing your kids to make sure they're meeting their own expectations, really, but also setting boundaries, making sure they're turning into responsible adults. Everything that comes out of your mouth is shaping their future. So you have to really set the tone early. And it is a tremendous amount of work that, while I knew I'd be raising humans and raising young people, for some reason, this little gap here that I'm in right now, I wasn't expecting pushback. I was expecting it a little bit later on. But in this is almost like my rough practice, basically, for the teen years. And I said to my husband, I was my God, if this is the 9-year-old years, what are the teen years going to look like? I can't even imagine what that's going to look like. So it's just one of those things that I'm I needed to vent with all of you, basically, because this is the wild part that I knew it was coming and I kind of anticipated, but not really. And you're really never prepared until you're actually going through it. And the 3 different characters in my house for my kids is so vastly different. Now, and it's interesting too, my son is pushing back sooner than the girls, but I think the girls are probably going to push back harder once they hit that 11, 12-year-old mark, because I have seen signs of that already. It's just exhausting, to be perfectly honest with you. The way that my husband and I parent our kids is we're very hands-on with them. We're very communicative with them, and we consistently push them. Consistently. We really don't let up. In any way, shape, or form. Now, yes, like sometimes, we'll let them, relax or veg out for a little bit longer or what have you, but we stay really consistent Monday through Friday. We're very scheduled because I work, my husband works, kids coming home from school, dinner, bedtime, the whole bit. Very scheduled. Plus, sometimes I have to work at night, so it's just like one of those things. And because we're so much on a schedule of keeping them on track and keeping on top of them, it is a tremendous amount of work. And I know I already said that, but it just, I don't think a lot of people really go into being a parent thinking about this part of it, because you're always so focused on like the adorable baby part that when you get here, it's like, oh man, this stinks. I feel like maybe there should be some kind of fun support group for parents that's like, you need a night out? Let's go. Somebody, business idea. There is no real end goal here with the message that I want to give you guys, but I felt like this was something to be shared today. Between being professional during the day and working and making sure I'm hitting my deadlines and helping my team and being on top of everything. And then to have, the irony is during the daytime, my opinion is valued, but then in the evening with my kids, they're like, get out of my face. So it's just like, it's such a shock because it's like polar opposites. I'm laughing because now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, it's really funny because I know that I'm mentoring and guiding people during the day, and it's well received and often like sought out. And then at night, it's like, get away from me. I don't want to read with you. It's like the contrast is shocking. Nevertheless, I will make it through this as I usually do with all other things. But I just did want to put it out there and acknowledge all the parents out there that are also really just trying to stay on top of their kids and make sure that they're good humans and good people. This is a really tough job. It really, really is. It's one of the hardest jobs in the world, and I do hope that the things that we're teaching them are getting through to them. Now, I do want to note one thing, actually. I thought about it the other day that I'd like to share with you all. Very interesting raising daughters and a son at the same time, because I get to see the contrast between how girls approach things and how boys approach things. Now, you would think that it wouldn't be that different, but it actually is vastly different. My son is unapologetically driven to lead and wants to tell everyone what to do, demands that people listen to him, basically is like, I'm running the show, like no apologies. And he's really, really quick to act as if he doesn't understand. He's like, as if he has done nothing wrong. He's very quick to do that. We're actually trying to work him out of that right now. My girls, I've noticed, have a response where if something goes wrong, they blame themselves first. Now, as I'm saying this out loud, I realize that, things that the kids are showing and exhibiting today are direct lifts from me and my husband, because who else have they been observing consistently? I'm well aware of this, so I very adamantly will approach things and make sure that I make things really clear to them. And an instance that happened recently was between one of my girls and my son. My son got mad, or he got mad about something, and he hit his sister, right? We discipline my son. Like, we do not allow that. We don't like it. We make sure he understands, like, this isn't okay. It's like a constant battle, but we are working on it. My daughter, she's upset, she's like, I understand. And then she says to me, big tears in her eyes. She goes, well, I'm sorry, it's my fault. And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, it's my fault because he was mad because I did whatever it was that she said. And I stopped her and I was like, well, you need to hear me. I was like, you need to hear me loud and clear. I'm like, there is no reason anyone should hit you ever. There is no valid reason. It does not matter if you irritated him slightly. It doesn't matter if you made a joke at him. None of that matters, because at the end of the day, no one has a right to treat you badly. I was like, and I need you to hear me. And I made her repeat it back to me. And I was like, you do not need to have someone treating you badly. It is not okay. It is never okay. And she was just like, okay, mommy. And I sent her on her little way. And it's little moments like that it's almost like a little alarm bell goes off in my head. And I immediately hone in on needing to course correct the thoughts. Now, I do the same thing with my son. And he's like, makes these big, bold statements and acts very alpha male, I correct him in the same way. And I let him know, you need to understand something. And I break down whatever it is that needs to be broken down, because if we don't do this now, and if we don't start pressing them now to break bad habits that they might have learned from me and my husband, or to get them to understand like a larger picture, they will get to their teen years and they will have these jaded, already like little seeds in their head, and it will turn into something else. And I'm speaking from experience here with this part, because things that were never corrected for me allowed me to be highly codependent and ending up in these horrible relationships. It took years for me to break out of that cycle in my young adulthood. And I am working really hard to try to make sure that the kids have a better understanding, or the kids have a better path. So on that note, key takeaway, being a parent is super tough. I want to recognize all of you. I hope all of you are doing well. I really am grateful for all of you listening today. I do have a live stream happening. It's scheduled for Saturday evening. I believe it's 7 p.m. If you tune into YouTube, my YouTube channel, or if you tune into LinkedIn, you can watch me on either of those channels and, listen to the live interview. You can also follow on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, YouTube, to catch the replay, because everything gets posted, it's streamed live, but then reposted. Very grateful for you all. I hope you all have a great week. Thank you for being with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.